Loyd Hall Plantation is a historical staple in Louisiana dating back to the early 1800s and the Civil War. But some of the home's history may have some unfinished business, with old stories from homeowners, employees, and visitors documenting the strange occurrences throughout the house, from odd smells to voices to unexplained noises. KALB took a closer look at the declared hauntings and their historical significance in Louisiana. There's one old home in Cheneyville, Louisiana, built in 1820. It has 10 rooms with 8 fireplaces and its original 16-inch solid brick walls. And the Loyd Hall Plantation home is believed to be haunted.
I could stand here all afternoon and tell you of my experience, and you would say I was losing my mind. Strange things happen that you just can't explain away.
Beulah Davis started working in the home in 1971 as a housekeeper, and it wasn't long before she began hearing strange sounds and witnessing unexplained motions.
You may hear footsteps. You may smell food at strange times, no food nowhere in sight. Door open and shut, or things will be moved from where you put them.
It is believed that the ghost of Loyd Hall started when the original owner, William Loyd, was called a traitor during the Civil War. He was tarred and feathered and then hanged by the Union soldiers.
What really made me believe that there was something here when you can hear your name called. And at first I said, now everybody's gone for the day. There's nobody here. I went upstairs and I looked around and checked things out. I didn't see anybody. I said, oh, you just imagine it. But when it happened the third time, I said, okay, there's something here they want me to really believe.
There are bloodstains still on the 3rd floor, believed to be from a deserted Union soldier. People also hear and smell things cooking, and sightings of a slave who died in the home, and Loyd's niece who fell to her death from the 3rd floor window.
I think they're watching over this property. I don't think they're here to hurt you. They just let you know that they're present in odd ways.
There are several houses and buildings behind the Loyd Hall home that were once used for workers on the plantation, and today they've been restored for guests and people studying the history. The plantation is listed in the National Historic Register and is the heart of a 640-acre working farm, surrounded by sugarcane, soybean, and pasture land. Today, Loyd Hall is used for different occasions, from weddings to family reunions to schools coming in for lessons in the Louisiana plantation history. It's a beautiful home with a long history, and it's possibly haunted. I'm Atkinson reporting.